So Alex Jones and The Onion, or should I say InfoWars versus The Onion. And so Alex Jones, if you guys don't know InfoWars, he's the guy who got in trouble recently. Not recently, this was like maybe 5, 6, almost, I don't know, whenever Sandy Hook, the elementary, middle school, they got shot up by a school shooter, which is a big problem in America. I don't think it gets talked about, and maybe because it's not so crazy. People take guns to school and multiple people get shot all the time. It might be kids that are in gang-infested areas, so it seems normal, the myth of normal. Shout out to Gabor Mate, I'm reading his book right now. I just made a video with him and Jordan Peterson. I actually think his book is super simple to read, good for people to read, because I have a problem with these smart people only writing books for their peers who are also as smart as them. But there's also an argument there that there's these like self-help gurus who don't really have no education, and they just make these help books that they claim a lot of cures. They promise a lot of things, right? You got to be aware of those sort of self-help books. But this one's actually pretty good so far. I'm only like in the first 30 pages, but I actually like it so far. It's not too bad. But it's a lot of stuff you have been hearing lately. It's kind of redundant in the world of like books on trauma, you know, doctors who have scientific findings or who have read scientific research. And anyway, Alex Jones got in trouble for claiming Sandy Hook was fake, that people were hired actors, and so he got fined over $1.6 billion or 1.2 billion by the court for him to pay to the victims of Sandy Hook for libel, for making this false claim that it was a conspiracy by the government. These were fake actors. I remember when that came out, I was even thinking similar things about certain situations that came up, school shootings or any sort of violent act, thinking it was all created because they were trying to take away our 2M, which we call that the Second Amendment, our right to have weapons or bear arms, our right to bear arms. Anyway, so he's going bankrupt. And if you know anything about him, he's also a big friend of Joe Rogan. They were friends even before Joe's podcast blew up. Joe's sort of always been famous, but Alex Jones was famous on the internet for all these sort of conspiratorial findings, you know, and it's sort of true. A lot of the stuff he was saying was actually pretty close to legitimate, and he made that one mistake, one claim that made a mistake. So now his company, InfoWars, is only valued at 1.2 or like $1.5 million. InfoWars is a lot more famous, known than its actual worth. You know, they have a back catalog of different interviews, different segments that can be used in other ways for sort of not copyright, but licensing purposes. So there is some value there in it for people to purchase for 1.6 million. It's kind of cheap. I was watching the PBD podcast and they mentioned like Elon Musk has that in his pocket for change, $1.6 million. And so a competitor is actually, I think they are trying to buy it. I don't think it's going through. But the main reason why I wanted to mention this is because, let me tell you what happened. The Onion started off as a college, I guess, newspaper, you would say. This kind of sounds old, right? A newspaper. Sounds antique. And they started since 1988. And they've grown. They've grown a website. They've grown in subscribers. Probably are known on social media, have a following, secure following. But they are a liberal paper. You could say lean more towards, if you want to say, capitalism or socialism. They're probably more towards the socialism side. They're more on the liberal side, but more like social liberal, not necessarily like liberal capitalist or even nationalist. Of course not. Nationalism in America is fucking taboo thanks to the Nazis. And so they're buying it, right? Or the parent company who owns Onion are buying it, but it's under the the Onion is more known, but there's always this parent company, probably like the shareholders and the partners who own it. But Onion's supposedly bringing in $21 million a year. But the guy the CEO of the Onion, he had this little interview online. He said we want to buy out all these companies. Oh no, all these like podcasts and platforms who spread this sort of information. We need to get rid of them. And it's okay, it's part of the game, It's sort of, you play Monopoly. It's literally like that. If you have money, you could buy shit. And we let fucking China buy shit. We let people who maybe we've given them American money, right? Because we for imports, we buy people's shit from other countries. But now they have American dollars and they can't do nothing with it. So what they do? They put it in bonds. They buy our bonds. They buy land. They invest it back in our company. That's why you realize oh shit, a Chinese company owns this commercial property or this land. They don't come here. A lot of them don't even come over here. They just over there investing in other countries. That's why there's something called where people have to identify themselves or register as foreign agents, because we have to make sure these people are maybe like lobbyists in other countries giving money to, hence the whole Biden laptop thing. Biden was over there, or Biden sent his son over there under the Biden name and Biden power to go make businesses over there that would benefit both parties, right? Which is illegal to do. But so that's why he just pardoned his son. But that Onion guy, for him saying that, it's kind of like, so Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? As an example, he bought Twitter so they wouldn't censor. So they wouldn't censor so much, right? He still uses censorships, but for probably fucking violence, right? If you're sparking violence, that's against the law. And Twitter played a big part in just exposing a lot of things, things that maybe a lot of people wouldn't have become aware of, maybe because the control of the algorithms, or maybe even the I guess the deep state, or even the government agencies, maybe they might have forced. I mean, we see what happened with Facebook, right? All of a sudden, Zuckerberg comes out and writes a letter and posts it on the internet saying, "Oh, the was it FBI or the government kind of wanted some censorship when it came to COVID and certain things." And I mean, it just goes to show right there. So Elon Musk bought Twitter as a proponent of free speech. This Onion guy, the way he's talking like a powerful dude, kind of like I got power, I could do this. We want to buy these companies, or we want to buy these YouTube platforms, like podcasts, like the Joe Rogans, the PBDs, the Alex Joneses, the any sort of podcast that goes against I guess whatever they believe, or they think that's it's not based off of information. Do people watch podcasts for conversations, for interviews of these interesting lies, or they just like regular shit? Nobody wants to watch the news that just puts fear in your fucking head. So that guy from the Onion, the way he said it, we want to buy these companies that like kind of like he was talking to his followers, like, yeah, I know, like he was already assuming they agreed with him. We want to buy these companies. I can't remember exact words, but it was more like, we want to buy these companies that spread this information. Or, I mean, a huge reason why Trump won was not because of mainstream media. The reason why he won was because podcasts, him going on podcasts, his work ethic. He just outperformed Kamala Harris. Like, how? Is work ethic literally a thing you have to learn? You have to teach yourself? It's a skill? You gonna go just shoot the shit and show people you're a normal person? Like, the normality of it. Biden wasn't normal. Kamala Harris wasn't normal. Anyway, so fucking Alex Jones is the big voice. He's, again, his movement of InfoWars, it's bigger than that evaluation of $1.6 million to buy his company. I mean, you're buying it probably with some debt on it, I think. But still, Alex Jones is gonna be around. He just has to play the game. Guys, I came up with a new it's super endure. It's I have all these other like maxims. These are what I feel that are sort of axioms, like truths. Just truths, right? Just sort of yeah, just truths, like without having really to go really deep into like figuring it out. It just sounds like a common sense truth, right? If life is a game, just keep playing it long enough, man. That goes when life is hard. You wake up one day like, fuck, I'm not getting nowhere in life, you know. And so, you know, like life is a labyrinth. It's a mixture until you finally get to that place, you know. When you look back in your life, like, dude, so many times I failed and had to get myself out of it just to come back again. A labyrinth is like you go into a garden, the labyrinth of the garden. It's not like in a straight line. It's not like enumerated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like, you know, so if life's a game, keep playing it. And if Alex Jones keeps playing the game, he'll be all right. So, peace.